Vayomer Elokim el Avraham, HaKadosh Baruch Hu talks to Avraham and he says to him, Avar Lech Lecha yoledet ben. You will have a son. Your wife Sarah will have a son. We would expect Avraham Avinu to run to Sarah Imenu and say, Sarah, you're not going to believe what I have news for you. HaKadosh Baruch Hu just told me, you will have a son. You were barren for so many years, but HaKadosh Baruch Hu heard your prayers and you will have a son. Avraham doesn't do that. And so Imenu overhears the angel speaking to Malach to Avraham, and that is how she finds out she will have a son. So why is it that the Rav Avraham Avinu didn't go to Sarah, his wife, to tell her, you will have a son? HaKadosh Baruch Hu himself told me. The Ramban asks this question and answers in two ways. Says the Ramban, Avraham Avinu knew that Sarah, his wife, was a Neviah. She was also a prophet, just like he was. She was even greater. She was a greater prophet than Avraham Avinu, and therefore Avraham Avinu said, well, HaKadosh Baruch Hu will tell her, just like he told me. Perhaps, suggests the Ramban, Avraham Avinu was so weak and tired because of the bris milah. This, after all, was the third day to the bris. He was sick, and therefore he couldn't get to Sarah Imenu on time to tell her, and she actually heard it from the angel speaking to Avraham. Rabbi Rebush Vayera Shlita explained in a different way. From the Psukim, it seems that Avraham Avinu wasn't 100% convinced that this will happen, so perhaps he didn't tell Sarah Imenu because he didn't want her to be disappointed if it doesn't happen. Perhaps we can add another new reason to this. Based on what Reb Nosson Adler, the Chassid of Frankfurt, the great Rebbe of the Sam Sofer, explains about something else. In Shabbos Kuf Chav Zayin, again in Shavuos Lamed Hei Chazal Tishos, Gedoyla Hachnasas Or Prim Me'akbalos Pnei Shchina. It is greater to receive the guests than to be speaking to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And Chazal learned it from Avraham Avinu. Because Avraham Avinu was talking to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and then he says, excuse me, I'm sorry HaKadosh Baruch Hu, but I have 3 guests here, so I have to leave. That is how we learn this halacha, but the question is, how did Avraham Avinu know to paskin this halacha? How did he know, while he was talking to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, that he should stop and he should attend to his guests? Says Reb Nosson Adler, HaKadosh Baruch Hu was talking to Avraham, but then Avraham Avinu feels something very strange. His legs start moving towards the guests. Avraham Avinu's body was so holy, and he knew that every second he does the HaKadosh Baruch Hu's will. So when he notices that his legs start moving towards the guest, he realized that is the mitzvah I have to do today, I have to do right now. And therefore he stops the conversation with HaKadosh Baruch Hu and he goes to attend to his guests. And this is meduyak from the Psukim, because the pasuk says, Vayera v'hineh shloisha anoshim nitzavim alav. Avraham Avinu saw these 3 guys. The pasuk says that he saw them. Then the pasuk again says, and he saw Vayera tzrikosim, so he ran to them. Why the double language? If you told me before that he saw them, why do you have to repeat yourself and say again, Vayar, and he saw them and he ran to them? Says Reb Nosson Adler, the second time it says that he saw, it doesn't talk about the angels. He saw his legs starting to move towards the guest, and therefore he knew it's time to stop the conversation with the Kodesh Baruch Hu and go to receive the guest. Based on that, we can explain our question. After Avraham Avinu hears the unbelievable Besoira, great news, Sarah Imenu will have a son. It was only natural, it would be expected that Avraham Avinu would feel that his legs start moving towards Sarah Imenu, that his lips start moving, and he wants to say over this unbelievable piece of news to Sarah Imenu, but Avraham Avinu didn't feel that. And because it was so natural to feel it, and Avraham Avinu didn't feel it, he realized that is not the mitzvah now. I shouldn't do it. Whatever Kodesh Baruch Hu wants, he has his cheshbonos, and I guess Kodesh Baruch Hu wants to reveal it to Sarah in a different way. And therefore, Avraham Avinu didn't go over to Sarah to tell her the news.